Hello, once again welcome to Mathline channel. In this channel you will be getting a basic maths lesson every week. Those who have not watched the previous lessons, please watch from the beginning and continue watching. Also share and forward to maximum number of students of all standard. So let us start today's lesson with a new topic. In the previous lessons, you have learned so many geometrical properties, out of which some I mentioned as theorem. Here I would like to explain what a theorem in geometry means. Theorems are also geometrical properties or statements which can be proved using postulates or axioms. What are postulates? These are the basic properties which do not have any proof. Universally accepted facts in geometry are called postulates. Using the postulates, we can prove the geometrical statements called theorems. Also, the theorems can be expressed in the form of conditional statements. What are conditional statements? It is in the form if then. If one condition is satisfied, the other condition is satisfied. So such statements are called conditional statements. And for example, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then angles opposite to them are congruent. This is an example for conditional statements. It is a theorem. How you have to prove this theorem? What you have to prove? In this, the phrase after if, that is, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, is called antecedent. What it is? Antecedent. And the phrase or part of the sentence after then, that is, then angles opposite to them are congruent, is called consequent. So while proving this theorem, the antecedent is given. That is given that two sides of a triangle are congruent. And consequent you have to prove. What to prove? Two angle or angles opposite to the congruent sides are congruent. So understood? The conditional statements have two parts. The part after if is called antecedent and the part after then is called consequent. Antecedent, while proving the theorem, antecedent is given and consequent we have to prove. Now, the converse of the theorem means if the antecedent and consequent of the statement are interchanged, then we will get the converse of the theorem. So, what is the converse of this theorem? The antecedent and consequent will interchange. So, two angles are congruent. That will be the antecedent. To prove two sides are congruent, that will be the consequent. So how you will say the converse of this theorem? If two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to them are congruent. That is the converse of this theorem. What is this theorem called? Isosceles theorem. And converse of isosceles theorem is if two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to them are congruent. So understood theorem and converse, antecedent and consequent. The theorem are the geometrical statement which can be proved using the postulates or axioms. And the method of proving the theorem is, first you have to write what is given. Then you have to write what is to prove. So what is given in this theorem? That given and to prove you have to write with respect to the figure. So according to the theorem you have to draw the figure on the right side of the page. So after what figure you will draw here? Draw a triangle. Then what with and name the triangle. And with respect to the figure you have to write given. With which segment is congruent to which segment. Then you have to write to prove. What to prove? That also you have to write with respect to the figure. Then you have to write statement and reason. For each the statements will be the postulates or previously proved properties. And for each statement the reason to be written. At last you will get the result that what is to be proved. That is the method of proving the theorem. And sometimes the given figure is not sufficient to prove the theorem. Some construction is to be made in the figure. So after given to prove, you have to write construction if it is there. Then you have to write statement and the corresponding reason. And that is the method, format of the proof of the theorem. I just given the format. So that is about the theorem I want to explain. I think you understood it. Now the upcoming classes or lessons will be the proof of important theorems. I will explain the proof of all the important theorems in the upcoming classes. So all of you watch the videos without fail. So this is the end of today's lesson. I think you understood about the theorem and its proof. Clear? So thank you for watching this lesson. See you next week with a new topic. Have a nice day. Bye bye. See you.